Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of flipping PCs until I can build my ultimate dream gaming PC. Editor's note, as you can see here, I actually got a comment saying I should name this series Flipping PCs Until I Buy a Car. I actually do really like the idea of this as the name, so I think I'm gonna roll with it for now. If you do have any other interesting names, leave them in the comments down below and I can consider it as well. So in this video, I'm actually going to be building a computer. I think for this episode, I'm going to be more in depth in it, and then the next episode when I build another one, I'm gonna be kind of like skimming over it, just showing you the parts and then showing you the final build. So leave a comment down below if you do enjoy this video and if you like the more in depth, or if you would be looking more towards kind of skimming over it, showing the PC after it's built, and then more talking about actually listing it and selling the PC and everything like that. So yeah. So actually right when I ended the recording for my last video, episode 1, the CPU came in. I had everything else besides the CPU, and literally I ended it. The delivery truck came by and literally dropped it off and I just got the CPU. So it is only one, so I'm going to be just building this one right now, but yeah, so let's get into building it. Alright, so I kind of put it out a little bit nicely. As you can see, all the parts that we are going to be actually using for this PC build. So like I said in the last video, this is the Okinos Aqua 3 micro ATX case. Looks pretty solid. Got a CPU cooler. This was actually used from that PC that I bought from my buddy, and I took it out, replaced it, so I kind of just have it laying around, so I'm going to be using it for this one. It is a Cooler Master. It comes with a Cooler Master fan, so it should look pretty solid. We actually got a kit of RAM, the conduit, like I showed in the last video, DDR4 3200 CL16, should be 16 gigabytes. Got a 1 terabyte Clev NVMe. Hopefully it works good. I do have another one of these as well over there, so I'm hoping it does work pretty solid, and this read and write speeds are pretty okay. This is the CPU that came in. It is the Ryzen 5 2600, as you can see. It is just from AliExpress from China. This is the 1660 Super. I am going to be using it for the all black build, as you can see right there, 1660 Super. Then there's the motherboard and the Sigotep 650 watt. But yeah, so I'm going to get all of the parts ready and everything like that and show you guys some clips of me putting it together and then actually having a montage. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so as you can see, we got the motherboard out, the CPU out, the RAM out, and the SSD out. So I'm just going to be starting by putting the Ryzen 5 2600 into the socket, which is going to be right here on this Gigabyte B450M DS3H Wi-Fi. So if I just pull it out, should be no bent pins. Usually AliExpress is pretty good with that. So as you can see, all the pins look pretty solid. So as you can see, there is actually a golden pin right here, and on the motherboard there is a sort of arrow right here as well. So that's going to mean that they're actually going to line up like that. So if I take it out like this, should just be able to put it right in, and it should just sit right in place like this. As you are, give it a little wiggle, and golden corner matches up with the little arrow up top right there. Should be good. Be able to just close this over and lock it down. So yeah, should be all good. Give it a little wiggle, not moving at all. So yeah, that's the CPU installed. Let's do the RAM next. So actually for the RAM, we're going to be putting it in the second, let me see if I can get that, second and fourth slot right here. So I'm just going to open the pins on both the second and the fourth slot. Kind of turn it sideways so I can put it in better. Get the RAM right here, and actually let me just move this off to the side real quick. So now we're going to put this in. This should actually only line up one way, and I'm really happy that it's not lining up with this sticker facing out. It's facing with the sticker in, so you won't see it. And this little notch right here should match up. Slide it in and give it one big push. Should be able to hear a click on both sides. There we go, and both of them should be able to go all the way in like that. And then I'll just do the same thing with the second one as well. Pushing it down. Pushing it down. There we go. All right, so you do have to give a little bit of force for that, but yeah, got the RAM sticks installed, got the CPU installed. Let's now do the SSD. Grab the 1 terabyte SSD, and it should be able to go in at a 45-degree angle, almost like this. You just like put it at a 45-degree angle, push it in this way, and it should just kind of click in. You won't be able to see those. And then you should be able to grab your screw. Should just be able to go right down and screw right into the hole where the original screw was, and it should be able to hold it down. So screw that in, make sure it's all tight, and yeah, there we go. So the M.2 is now successfully installed, so all looking good. Alright, I didn't even realize I wasn't doing it in 0.5, but I'm starting to record in 0.5 now, so you should be able to see a little bit better. So next up is actually going to be the CPU cooler. This one's a little bit different. Let me take these two off real quick, and then I will show you guys how to install this one. Alright, so I successfully got these brackets off with these screws, and now there is a back plate, so you should just be able to lift it up. As you can see, actually the back plate just comes off right there, so I'm going to try to do this with one hand real quick. Alright, so I successfully removed all of these from the actual CPU cooler part and just literally put it right underneath. All these screws went through the holes that were originally where these were. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put all 4 of these back on.
5 hours later.
So now we are simply going to be putting this onto here. So this actually will literally just go down like this, make contact with it, and those will screw in. I do need to put thermal paste on it, so let me put some thermal paste on it. I'll show you guys me putting it on, and then I'll show you guys after it's been installed. Looks good to me. So now I'm just going to go back corner, front, back left, front right, front left, back right. Tighten it down so it's actually on there, and then go around and slowly do it so it has even pressure all the way down. Tighten that. All right, there we go. So that seems like it should be all the way on. So if I pick it up, yeah, I can pick it up by there. It's making really good contact if you can see it. Yeah, this is looking good. So now I'm going to actually be putting this fan on it. So it should actually just be able to go like this. CPU fan will be plugging into right here where it says, if you can see it, CPU fan. And actually, I think this is a 4-pin header instead of a 3. So I won't be able to plug it into the RGB hub, but there is a 4-pin right here. So luckily I should be able to put it in right here. All right, so as you guys can see, I actually got the fan on. These clips were actually really easy. I just kind of like pushed it against and it just got caught itself. Put the cable underneath it a little bit, just put the CPU 4-pin header into the CPU fan right here. This is it right now. I'm going to get the case ready, and I actually just put it into the case. It should be pretty simple. You just put the IO shield into the back and then put that into the case and screw it in. So I will put it into the case real quick and then show you guys what it's looking like. Alright, so quick update later. I've got a good amount of the cables wired together. I did plug in all of the front I/O with the adapter to the USB-C from the normal USB 2, the USB 3.1. The only other fan header was way up here, so I have to kind of run it behind. It's gonna have to go behind the graphics card when it gets slotted in. Plugged in all of the front I/O, like the actual power switch button and the power LED, so it should be good to go. I guess you could say messy, so I'm going to fix this, cable manage a little bit, and get everything else plugged in besides the graphics card, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, I kind of got carried away and just completed the entire build. Sorry about that. I was kind of doing more in depth, but I just kind of got carried away and finished everything. But yeah, everything went fairly smoothly. Underneath here, as you can see, there is mesh. You can kind of see the cables, but I try my best to like kind of keep them all under wraps so you didn't see them too much. So there is some cables right here that you can see, but hopefully when they're on and it's kind of like this, you can't really see it too much, which is pretty good. I did get it set up right here, got the keyboard, mouse set up, got it all plugged in, got the display port plugged in, so I'm going to flip the camera around real quick and we're going to test it out. Fingers crossed it actually does turn on in post, so let's see. Moment of truth, I do have it plugged in, power switch is on, should be all good, so let's see it. Alright, so the fans are spinning. There we are, alright, look at that, getting a post. So I'm going to get this all set up real quick, get the RGB all sorted out. It's a little bit later in the day, I had to go eat dinner, do some stuff like that, but I finally swapped the fan and got the RGB working. I'm gonna show you that real quick. As you can see, I got the CPU cooler fan actually synced up as well with the other ones doing the RGB. Currently, I have Cinebench running as well as Furmark, and I have just NZX Cam just so I can monitor the temps pretty easily. So as you can see, full load, CPU is at 59 degrees, GPU is at 69. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna let this run until this Cinebench is done, so about 8 more minutes, just to make sure it's stable and everything's looking good. Alright guys, so a quick update. I did end up finishing the PC, went through everything, got the fans and everything, and even took some pictures. So I did test a few games. I'll pop that up right now. As you can see, got everything tested in high presets, really high, good FPS numbers, which I'm pretty happy about. It should be able to sell pretty well and be good for the listing. Looks pretty good. Hopefully it should sell. So yeah, let's do a little price breakdown of this PC and what I'm expected to flip it for and hopefully get from it. So as you can see here, this is the actual price breakdown of everything, and I actually, for every single price, I included tax because obviously I paid tax for it, so I calculated the tax for everything. Total did come out to $384.68. It's a little under $400, which I'm pretty happy about. I'm hoping to end up listing this for maybe, I want to say $580 and getting at least $550 for it. So that is going to be the end of this episode 2. I hope you guys did enjoy this, and I'll keep you guys updated in the next episode whether or not we list this, and hopefully it sells within a week or maybe 2 weeks. Hopefully it sells pretty quickly. But yeah guys, if you do enjoy this series, make sure you drop a like, and if you love it, make sure you drop a subscription down below. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.